Goddamn, guys. Goddamn.
Yeah, goddamn. Goddamn is right, bro. Goddamn is right. Hey man, I just said it to Sir K, bro.
Is that really?
We,
No,
well,
that.
well, uh, we have so, we have so many good talking points, bro. We have so many good talking points here today on news, bro. We got a lot of news on Triple H. We got a lot of news on the current state of WWE, and we got a lot of interesting talking points when it comes to all these releases. So with that being said, man, let's not waste any time. How's everybody doing? Thank you guys for joining us here today for another edition of the news. This is your first time watching, guys. You don't know how the show works. Every Monday, we're on here after Raw with Unscripted. Every Friday at 3 p.m. Central, we're on here with the news. And for the pay-per-views for both WWE and AEW, we're live directly after it goes off the air. In the 1 week, officially, we will be on here for Backlash. We're on here for Backlash Tampa. So, yep. So, excited for that. And then, yeah, so, that is that. If you guys did miss this past Monday's edition of Unscripted, that's available for you guys on all platforms down to Spotify, Apple Podcasts, and if you want to stay first, join us right here live every single Monday after Raw for Unscripted, man. Also, if you guys have not got a chance to get your hands on the official NHP merchandise, you guys can now find this live on the merch shop. That is bonfire.com. Links at the top of the description of this very video, where you can find the brand new slept on design as well as all the other OG designs live on there as we speak, man. And with that being said, if this is your first time watching and you guys do not know who we are here at Notorious Heels, I am Johnny, one half of the host of this very show, and as for the other half, we got my man Sir K here. Sir K, go ahead, let the people know what it is you are smiling about today.
Man, smiling here with you guys, man. Backlash is coming up. It's actually being built pretty good. Pretty good built pay-per-view, way better than Mania, I'll tell you that. And a lot of good exciting things coming up, man. So I'm excited for today, and just excited to just be here with you guys talking about Triple Nose and Nick Khan and all this AI stuff. Very excited for this, man. A lot, like you said, a lot of good talking points for this one, man. I'm very excited. And it's not all completely like WrestleMania news where we're just shitting on Mania, you know what I mean?
Yeah, now we're just gonna be
Which was
shitting on the
fun.
company in general. We've
Exactly. So
switched. We've dug
now,
deeper down the rabbit hole.
now it's just from Mania to the way this company runs, man. It gets deeper. The rabbit hole gets deeper, I promise, man. But I'm doing good, man. I'm doing good. Just been hanging out, waiting for Backlash for the rest of the month. A lot of good movies coming out later this month, man. Backrooms, Passenger, a lot of good stuff coming out. Excited for all of that, man. I've just been chilling out, man. Just been chilling out. Everything's been good, man. Like Durante always asks, how's life? How's the family? Life's good. Family's good. How is everybody doing in the live chat? How's everyone doing watching the replay? What about you, bro? How are you doing?
I'm doing pretty good, man. I'm doing pretty good. Honestly, just chilling, man. Excited for the month of May in general. Excited. A lot of big stuff coming up. A lot of pay-per-view weekend. Well, 2 pay-per-view weekends out of the 4 weeks in May. So I'm excited for that. Just excited, man. Excited. Yeah, nothing too much, man. We've been we've been doing our thing, bro. We've been doing our thing. So I'm yeah, there's nothing too much. Nothing. NBA playoffs, right? NBA playoffs are still going on. Honestly, been very kick ass. It's been a very kick ass playoff so far. The Knicks, dog. That was an old school, bro. Take them behind the shed and beat them down. All right, wear them out. Wear them out type of beat down they put on the Hawks yesterday, bro. I think the final score of that game was 140-89. Holy dude, I was in the gym and I got the fucking thing, the score
Headphones.
pinned up on my oh dude, my fucking headphones died in the gym yesterday. It was one of the most egregious workouts I've ever
You had
had
to
in my
listen to
life.
fucking Dax and the overhead. Shit ain't right.
Dude, that's the kind of music they play in the gym, bro. I'm like sitting there like, bro, what the fuck is this Walmart music, bro? I'm like, what? It was terrible, bro. It was terrible. But I'm in the gym and I got the score pinned up on the little top bar of my phone, and I see after the first quarter, 44-15. And they were maybe a little bit into the second. And I'm looking, I'm like, what the fuck? I'm like, no way. I'm like, my phone's fucking up. So I'm sitting there trying to like connect to the gym Wi-Fi, and I'm fucking around. And I'm like, oh my god, this is a real fucking score. But no, that was wild. But other than that, Spurs advanced. The Wolves advanced to face the Spurs. So yesterday, we got game six of Lakers Rockets tonight, so I'm excited. Hey, there's been so much good. There's really been a lot of really good first rounds. A lot of like very very one-sided series, but then the other teams managed to kind of come back or at least cut it close. Philly and Boston's been good. It's all been really good, man. It's honestly really all been fucking good. I think there was only one sweep in the first round, and of course that was the fucking Thunder. So the Thunder's probably gonna win the championship this year, probably. Hopefully not. Hopefully not. But I don't dislike the Thunder, but you know, I like to see another team get it. I would. But
Say the Patriot syndrome, winning too much, they get annoying.
yes, and they're not a bad
Okay,
team.
that makes sense.
I really like a lot of their players. I love Chet Holmgren. I've been tapped in with his like fucking those. When I was a kid, I don't know what they're called now. When I was a kid, there was called those Ball is Life clips, or it's just like a mixtape. I've been tapped in with Chet Holmgren since he was in high school, but I really like Shea too. But I personally, it's not that I dislike the Thunder. I would really like to see the Spurs win. I personally, I really would. I want to see Wemby get a championship. But if not this year,
They're in there.
he's coming.
They're in their Patriots Cody Rhodes arc where they just fucking are always on top and they get annoying.
Yes, 100%, 100%, bro. 100%. But no, but it's been really good. It's been really good. So that's my feedback on the NBA playoffs so far. Very much been enjoying it, and yeah, go Spurs go. I'm not even a diehard Spurs fan, but go Spurs go, I guess. Yeah. Spurs, and I really would like to see out of the East. I would really like to see the Knicks come out of the East, and I would really like to see the Pistons, even though I don't even know they'll make it past the first round. Spurs, what the fuck am I talking about? Pistons, Knicks, and I would also, the way they've been playing, I would really like to see the 76ers. It makes me happy that Joel Embiid is not injured, and he's actually been playing very well. That makes me very happy. I've always felt very bad for Joel Embiid, man. He's a mega talented player, just riddled with injuries, man. So Spurs and Knicks, I would fuck with that. So shout out Jumpin' Jeff, bro. Yes, I would fuck with Spurs and Knicks for sure. And bro, that San Antonio vibe where the fans put on their color-coded shirts, and it's all that San Antonio like orange, pink, and baby blue throughout the arena, dude. Fucking aura, bro. Come on, dog. OKC is really good with that too, man. All those fans slap on those blue shirts, man, and the crowd looks so dope. They look so dope.
That's how it was for Cena in Wrestle Dream, or
yes.
not Wrestle Dream, WrestlePalooza,
or Crown Jewel. Yes,
and everyone just wore yellow, dude. That was the coolest thing ever, man. That was like the closest thing wrestling fans ever got to like a normal like sports home game of just everybody wearing the same color. It was so sick.
Yeah, WWE should do that. They make they really should. Could you imagine like an Elimination Chamber Chicago crowd, and the crowd is fucking plastered in baby blue, bro?
Oh, that'd be so tough,
that would
dude.
Be sick.
That would be so sick, dude. But I think only Cena has that motion.
He does. He does. The company them.
Just, you know,
Yes, the company themselves. They do not in any shape or form have that motion at all.
they do not.
But yes. Anyways, enough about basketball. We got to talk about basketball. Okay.
Shit.
This guy, bro. According to
Triple
PW
H.
Insider, we'll start off with the the top of the iceberg, right? According to PW Insider, Triple H, Paul Triple H Levesque, that is, has signed a new multi-year employment contract to remain in charge as Chief Content Officer and Head of Creative for WWE.
Oh man.
With that, there's a lot more. TKO, according to Body Slam, TKO is happy with the work that Paul Levesque has done in creative. I repeat, they are happy with the work Paul Levesque has done with creative, despite some backlash regarding TKO getting involved in multiple years in a row on the road to WrestleMania. The Wrestling Observer, Uncle Dave, elaborated on this, and apparently Triple H leaving WWE was a discussion backstage before WrestleMania due to decisions being made outside of WWE creative. However, he has since signed a new multi-year contract, like I just stated. Unlike previous years, when fans were discussing it, it was a topic of conversation in WWE leading up to this WrestleMania. The people discussing this within WWE, they were not discussing this in the sense that they thought he was doing a horrible job. We need him to be replaced. It was being discussed specifically because so much stuff was being done at the last second by people outside. The decision to bring in Pat McAfee, the decision to insert him in the Cody and Randy storyline, the whole thing with Jelly Roll. I had heard it prior to that as well with other things that had came up before. It was just kind of there was a feeling that perhaps these people getting involved, and why would they be getting involved if they had so much faith in this guy? And there were people that thought, I don't know if this guy is if this guy is going to be around this time next year. Turns out he ends up getting this deal extended, so he will be around, but it was definitely a discussion point that may not be his thing for a long period of time. It could be over soon, which obviously now that is all completely gone, I guess, since he has re-signed with the company. I also forgot to say what's up to you guys, so that's my bad. OG, David, Jumpin' Jeff, how are you guys doing? Thank you guys for joining us. As always, we appreciate you guys. But no, yeah, Jeff, you're absolutely right. They can still fire him at any time, just like talent. Or instead of firing him, because I don't think that's going to be the case, they can step on his toes at any time. They can insert him. They can come in and throw a fucking tsunami over his creative plans, if you could even call them that, at any given point in time. Paul, Triple H, did you know that Paul Levesque was only receiving backlash because TKO was getting involved in the road to WrestleMania? That was the only reason. It was TKO's fault.
WrestleMania was negative this year because of TKO, man. It's not like, Triple Nazi didn't, build anything for WrestleMania. It's not like he fucked up the other world title match that had nothing to do with TKO or their involvement, man. And Jeff's completely right here, man. He is their puppet now. They re-signed Triple H for two reasons. A, they like him because they could walk all over him. He ain't gonna do nothing. He's just gonna let it happen and let them run the ship, basically. And two, he is basically just a morale anchor for the talent, and that's the whole reason they kept him around, man. He ain't nothing there but a figure. He is the Ronald McDonald of WWE. He's there as a mascot and for people to re-sign and people to trust Triple H, because wrestlers like and trust Triple H so they keep him around, man. They know they can walk all over him creatively, and they know the talent really only connect to Triple H in terms of management. That is the anchor point for the talent. That is why they kept Triple H around, man, because they could walk all over him, and the talent signs because of Triple H, man. And a lot of talent do like Triple H, even though Triple H is probably really fucking that up with, releasing some of the people that went to bat for him, but that's a whole nother story when we get to
Yeah.
the release portion. But that's why they re-signed people like, oh, I'm shocked TKO likes him. TKO likes him because they could walk all over him, and especially now, we thought they would just occasionally butt in during Mania season and whatnot. But now that they re-signed him, this is a whole different Triple H that got re-signed. He damn near, in my opinion, has no creative power essentially anymore, and it's a ship ran by their third-party writers and TKO, and he's just a poster boy for the talent. That's all he is, man. So I expect to get a lot worse because, I mean, look back when we talked about the Pat story, and Pat was the one that exited the WrestleMania story
Mhm.
and the post WrestleMania story. TKO would have kept that going. And I don't know, I don't think we have it here, but there's that Stephen A story where they want to get him involved for SummerSlam and
Yes.
shit. It's
Yes.
it's it's they're never gonna learn, and they're gonna keep doing this. And Triple H is nothing but the poster boy at this point, man. He's a mascot that they're gonna puppet around. So he re-signed, which in a way is good, at least for the talent and the talent morale, but that's the only reason, dude, is for talent morale.
No, 100%, man. I think TKO just got the biggest bang for their buck that you could possibly get because, see,
Mm-hmm.
TKO, they would love to get rid of Triple H, I'm sure. I'm sure they don't really care to have him there, but they know they need him there because, again, he's the talent connect with him. The talent know he knows the business, and two, TKO love to get involved 100%. TKO is a fair weather friend to WWE. They like to come around when they want to come around. They can't find anybody that's going to want to do the day-to-day operations, be at every single show and play manager like Triple H does. You know what I mean? So like they got a bang for their buck because they got somebody who can do the work when they don't want to do it, and then when they want to do work and they want to fuck it up, they know they have somebody that's not really going to give any pushback. He's just going to kind of be like, oh, okay, we can do this instead of legitimately probably questioning some of their decisions or saying, look, you know, it's gonna be this way, or you guys could fucking let me go because I can go somewhere else and fucking be more successful because clearly you guys don't like what I have anyway, so do it your fucking self. They Triple H isn't that kind of guy who's gonna stand up and legitimately say, like, hey, you guys can either fucking keep me for my work and appreciate my work or just fucking let me go. So
Exactly.
um, they got a bang for their buck. Again, they got somebody who's gonna be there, play manager, connect with the talent on a personal level, and then fucking release them because he doesn't like them or he has no plans for them or whatever. And again, when Mania season comes around, he's a guy that's gonna kind of just have to deal with whatever TKO throws in front of him instead of being like, dude, um, uh, you know. Either fucking fuck with my plans, trust me, or let me go. Cause what the fuck? What is my job here? So, um, and then too, this whole story, the whole part of this story, Triple H receives some backlash regarding TKO being involved in WrestleMania. One thing I just hate is I've hated throughout this whole WrestleMania build is these fans blaming TKO for WrestleMania season sucking. Guys, I want you to understand the only fucking thing TKO had their hands in was Pat McAfee being with Randy Orton. Let's
That's it.
not act, please, let's not act like oh my god, can we not act like this WrestleMania season everything else too sucked?
Everything else, neither tag titles were defended on the show. The U.S. title fucking did all that weird Sami Zayn shit. Like, all that shit, everything was Triple H, dude. He booked all that trash.
Yet we act like, oh, TKO's just got to fuck it up for Triple H every year. No, Triple H
No,
fucks it up for Triple H every year. Please.
like, dude, he is fucking up the recipe, bro. He's putting not enough salt. His chicken's fucking white and unseasoned, dude. He's just got plain ass rice with some plain ass chicken. That's what Triple H is making, man. And yeah, TKO is throwing some ketchup on it and is not making it any better. But like, the meal already sucks. Like, what do you mean?
Man, it is ridiculous to me how again how people try to cover for Triple H. People try to act like he's some perfect booker and TKO ruins everything. Like, did TKO fuck shit up? Yes, absolutely. But Triple H wasn't doing any fucking better anyway. At least TKO, and I know this sounds fucked up because this is a Vince way to think about things. At least TKO gave us something so bad we could rant about it. He gave us shit there was no talking points on. We were coming out here for Unscripted, fucking getting done with Unscripted, frustrated because I'm like, there's no talking points. There's nothing to talk about.
If
At
you
least,
guys could hear us, basically, like, if we had our own on a reel, you guys would see how frustrated we were with
yes,
unscripted WrestleMania season, this WrestleMania season, because there wasn't shit to talk about. All the stories were boring and repetitive, and we would just have to get on unscripted and say every week, oh, it was another brawl segment, like
yes.
last week. What do you say at that point besides do something else?
Yes, bro, there was no hook, no intrigue. I mean, every fucking time we would get off here, I'd be like, dude, like,
You talk about shit.
I don't fucking think we sucked, but like I think the episode fucking like there's nothing to talk about. I think it could have been better, but it's like there's nothing to talk about. I mean, again, when I just talked about a fucking Stephanie Vaquer and Liv Morgan brawl segment, and the very next week I'm talking about the same thing, what else do I have to fucking say that I didn't already say last week? It's repetitive, it's boring, it's fucking, I mean, shit didn't really spice up until until TKO gave us something so egregiously bad, it was like on a Vince level, where it was so bad it was good for us because we at least had something to fucking rant about. There was nothing. There was nothing. So, again, man, I fucking hate how the wrestling community they pin it all on TKO and it's just like, oh, they act like Triple H was doing a fucking superb job building us into TakeOver New Orleans, and TKO fucked it up and turned it into WrestleMania 34. I mean, it is ridiculous to me. The only thing they had to do with was Pat and Jelly Roll being in Cody and Randy. That was it. Everything else, all this whole lackluster Mania build, it was fucking Triple H because he refused to put his foot to his pedal to the metal.
Exactly, bro. Just selected cruise control and he's going 55 on the E-way, fucking getting in everyone's way, and he was just fucking everything up, man. Triple H, dude, he fucked Mania up completely, and yeah, TKO did worse with the Pat McAfee stuff, but like, dude, he was not doing good, so TKO didn't fuck up Mania. They fucked up a story for WrestleMania, but Triple H did nothing to make WrestleMania interesting, man, so I don't know why people like baby Triple H.
Baby the fuck out of him, dude. Well, somebody who apparently, I don't know if he realizes he's doing it on purpose. Somebody who hasn't been babying Triple H is Mark Shapiro. Dude, this guy, I don't know if he does it on purpose, but man, he just has the shit that man. Bro, just shut up. Get this dude out of here, bro. So, according to Mark Shapiro at WWE's recent town hall meeting, remember that. That's going to come into play.
Mm-hmm.
Mark Shapiro stated that Triple H and Nick Khan are, and I quote, using AI for storylines within WWE, end quote, according to TKO. According to the TKO president, sorry. Nick Khan and Triple H are using AI for storylines with WWE. What's resonating? What superstars are resonating? In what pockets of the country are they resonating? that helps us with obviously our content, our editorial, our creative, our mapping, our touring. What? And of course, maximizing revenue and getting our product out to the most fans in need of it.
Mention it right before we went on, bro. Do they not have an analytics department? Do they not have a social media department as a side of that department that handles, numbers and all that? Like, dude, what? What do you? So you're telling me Paul opened his phone, click Chat GBT, and just goes, "What country do wrestling fans watch the most?" Oh shit, the UK. Let's not go there, man. Let's go to Saudi instead. Like, what do you? So you're telling me you need fucking AI to tell you who's over, who's pulling good numbers, all this shit. First of all, you got an analytics team. Second of all, the whole like mantra for WWE is damn near always merch numbers. Who sells the most merch? Who's the biggest top five? That's who you book, the big top five. Even with how annoying it might be when you see a fucking dude like Danhausen in there. If he's selling merch, that's what the company cares about. Look at the. Why don't you look at? It's simple, bro. I could go ahead, open their Twitter right now, look at the views part of all their tweets, and you could easily gauge who is the like most interested or not. Because you'll see Roman Reigns gets bigger numbers than fucking random tag team on the road. Like, it's not that hard. You need AI for this. You don't have a department. You don't have common sense. You don't hear the crowd. Makes no sense, man. And you're telling me that Triple H done plugged up in AI who's like the most over, who gets the most resignation or whatever. And I genuinely believe that's an aspect of who they pick to release people, man. Because you're telling me AI told you that they're not moving, they don't got the motion you thought so. So you probably got rid of them afterwards, man. Which is if that is true, if those dots connect, that means they fired half of these names probably because AI told them to, which is fucking wild and just beyond stupid.
Again, like Sir K just said, my biggest question when I seen some of these points, I want to talk about in what pockets of the country are people resignating? Who is resignating? What's resignating? You need AI to tell you what's happening on your show, the show that you sit there and watch every week. Like we sit there and watch WWE TV every week. So therefore, guess what? We could tell you what's happening on WWE TV. You need AI to tell you what's happening and what's resonating. Do you not see and listen to what is going on? And also, too, we talk about AI telling you what's resonating. That to me right there tells me why we constantly hear of the same names, because you're listening to AI. AI is going to tell you the most popular names. AI isn't going to fucking tell you, "Hey, go ahead and take a risk on Fraxium. Hey, go ahead and take a risk on fucking Blake Monroe upon her arrival on the main roster. Hey, go ahead and let's go ahead and take a big risk on God, let me go ahead and take a risk on Javon Evans. You know what I mean? Go ahead and take a risk on JD McDonough. That explains to me, because I'm sure if you ask AI what's resonating in WWE, it's going to give you all the big names. It's going to give you Roman Reigns, CM Punk, Seth Rollins, Cody Rhodes. Fucking, it'll probably even say John Cena, because it probably doesn't even fucking know that he's retired. Like, that right there again explains to me. And they ask what superstars are resonating. A lot of times, bro, it doesn't have to be the superstars that are resonating. Sami Zayn wasn't resonating when he joined the Bloodline, but then guess what happened? You fucking took a risk, and what a wild risk that is. Let's put Sami Zayn in the Bloodline. Like, on paper, that sounds like the most random fucking thing on the planet. And look at that. Look at how that panned off for you. Again, part of wrestling is taking risks, not asking, what's resonating and then just sticking to what's resonating. No. Take risks. What pockets of the country are resonating? It doesn't take, again, somebody who's fucking deaf could tell you what a good wrestling crowd is, bro. Chicago, Los Angeles, New York, um, uh, certain parts of Texas. Other parts of Texas are a no-no. Certain parts of Texas are really good wrestling crowds. The London,
Yeah.
anywhere, really anywhere European. Go there.
Think about where
Puerto
you went the
Rico.
last time.
Yes. Yes. In what pockets of the country are superstars resonating? You really need AI to tell you that CM Punk's over in Chicago? You really need AI to tell you that Drew McIntyre's over in the UK, especially in Scotland? You fucking, I mean, are you fucking kidding? Are you shitting me right now, bro? You really need AI to tell you that kind of stuff?
It's so sad, dude. It didn't like, especially like resonating and whatnot. Like the whole point, or like every network, whether it's streaming like Netflix or you're on classic TV, like they sometimes are for SmackDown.
Mm-hmm.
They have a whole system. Every network does. It tracks how many people are watching at what point in the show. Do you not look at that like you used to? Like, oh, during the fucking Natalia segment, a lot of people turned off. Maybe that goes to show. Do you not look at any of those numbers you used to always rely on, that were you relied on for a reason? Like, bro, what are you talking about?
It is one of the most egregious. This is one of the most egregious things I've ever heard of in my life. You're using AI to tell you what you watch. That makes no sense. You're what? Um, and again, my whole thing with this is, where is your analytics statistics department? You got, like, again, they love to tout merch numbers. They love to tout they love to tout merch numbers. Look at your social media numbers. If you look at like the YouTube clips on Monday Night Raw, certain things are going to get more view, like you mentioned, the Roman Reigns segment is going to get, 1 million views, as opposed to the fucking Ivy Nile match that got 50K. You know what I mean? I mean, it's like, like, you really need AI to tell you this kind of stuff. Like, that is so creatively fucking bankrupt, man. And then too, our content and our editorial. Have you not seen speaking of AI, have you not seen the backlash to that little Sol Ruka and Zarya segment they just put on NXT, where it literally looks like one of those fucking AI World at Warcraft fucking game ads? I mean, holy
Literally, like,
shit.
it's like people don't want to see, like, obviously they use it in their graphics. Look at any one of their renders right now. It's got
Oh,
that AI gloss filter over it. Everyone looks like a fuckboy for some reason. It makes no sense. But like, most people aren't really gonna notice that unless you fucking edit pictures and do a little graphic design yourself, man. But like, when you're making whole video packages through fucking AI because you just plugged it in, people don't like that. That's uncreative. People want you to work. You know what I mean? You're an entertainment company. It's your job to work to entertain us. That is not working when you're just plugging the shit into ChatGPT to get that video. People don't like that stuff. Can your AI tell you that AI doesn't resonate? Like that. It makes no sense, man. It makes no sense.
no, it doesn't. And then too, you mentioned like the renders. I guarantee you, because I know which Roman render is his new world championship render. It's a blank render of him. He doesn't have a championship in the render that they use. I can almost guarantee you they put a picture, they slapped a picture of the World Heavyweight Championship and that Roman Reigns render in Writer AI or whatever they use, and they put, make a Roman Reigns World Championship render with the title around his shoulder. And that in Roman's new render, I don't know if you guys seen it, it's on WWE.com. That render, that is the most edited garbage I've ever seen in my entire life. Why the fuck? Why the fuck? We are using AI to create renders when you guys, I see videos and videos of talent taking pictures every week. Why you're not just taking a picture of somebody with a championship and rendering it out to post on the website is ridiculous to me. That is fucking ridiculous to me. Again, if that's the case, what are you paying photographers to come out of the show for? What?
Yeah, literally, like, dude, I'll always remember back in 2016, 2017, 18, 19, all those years, dude. Anytime someone would win championship, one of the first things WWE would post on their YouTube is them taking their title and taking the render pics with it
Yes.
behind that white background
Yep.
every single time. Do you not do that anymore? Like, dead ass, bro. It wasn't until like a month before he lost the title that Punk finally got his championship render. Like, bro, what are y'all doing?
Yep.
Like this is simple shit. Y'all should just do instantly. Just take the damn picture. It's like how Marvel nowadays, like, dude, just make the damn costume. Just make the background. You got these dudes in front of a green screen the whole movie. You like, dude, just take a little bit of effort. That's your job as an entertainer. It gets to a point where your whole job is to work to entertain us. You can't just rely on CGI or AI to do this shit because you could tell and it just looks horrible.
It looks so bad, dude. It really, really, it looks so bad for them, man. And again, you're mapping and you're touring, and again, what superstars resonate in what areas, dog. Does it take a fucking idiot? Like I said, does it take an idiot to let you know Punk, Chicago, Drew, UK? If you want a fucking big match for Sami Zayn, you put it in Montreal. Kevin Owens, Montreal as well. It's not Rhea Ripley, Australia. It's not rocket science. You want something? You want to build a show around fucking Damian Priest? You put it in Puerto Rico. It's not hard to like. It's not hard to
Rocket
depict.
science.
Yes, it's not hard to depict like what superstar like. Again, 9 times out of 10, superstars are going to be over as fuck where they come from. And then you do have rare cases, or not even necessarily rare cases, you do have cases where, people are massively, like, again, like you look at like Roman Reigns and like MSG. Roman always gets a good pop in MSG. If Roman would fucking come to Chicago, I'm sure he'd get a great pop over here too. It's not hard. Just listen, look and listen. It's not it's not hard, bro.
That hard.
Um
It's really not, dude. It's who would get over where, what type of crowd are we in? It's simple. You're close to the border. You'll bring more lucha guys in because you're closer to Mexico. It's
yes.
not fucking rocket science, people, man. It's not. But to people who probably know nothing about what they're doing because they plug everything to AI, they probably don't know any of that, and they don't know what they're doing because they rely so heavily on it.
And again, even like if it's not, even if it's not necessarily where the people come from, look at when Penta debuted. Obviously, he couldn't debut, he didn't debut in Mexico,
Yeah,
but they debut him in San Jose because San Jose has a large Mexican population. And then
exactly.
guess what? Penta got a fucking great reaction on his debut. The crowd was super hot because the people knew who he was. Again, it's different than, again, it is different than, debuting, Penta in fucking Tallahassee, Florida. You know what I mean? He's probably not going to get the same reaction that he got in San Jose. You known this stuff before and now you lost it? Like, what? Makes no sense. And then obviously the big one, the creative. I'll tell you what, if you've been using AI for your creative, the reaction on your creative as of recently should tell you to stop using AI for your creative because it clearly has no fucking idea. The name is in the name. You have to be creative, okay? That's the part of the job. You have to be creative, right? You don't fucking when we were designing the new NHP logo almost 2 years ago, I didn't fucking hop on, writer AI chat GPT and put, hey, what would be a great new logo for the Notorious Heels? You know what I mean? Like, no, we actually sat there and fucking thought about something and put a little bit of thought when we were making these new graphics. When I make pay-per-view graphics, I don't hop on Chat GPT and say, hey, what would look nice for Backlash in Tampa? No, I sit on it for a couple days and say, okay, juggle around a couple ideas for Double or Nothing. We thought we just had the conversation. Hey, for the Double or Nothing graphics, should we do the Subway theme or should we do a Grand Theft Auto theme? I don't fucking ask AI, should I do, yada, 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 or yada, 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 and it says, okay, do this. No, I asked Sir K. If me and Sir K don't know, we'll ask fucking Manager Logan for his opinion. We'll ask our buddies for our opinion. Hey, what do you think on this? In your opinion, you have to be creative. Maybe get a couple different opinions, but you have to be creative. You shouldn't have to fucking resort to AI that really doesn't know what the fuck it's talking about. What to do? I mean, come on, man.
Exactly. It doesn't know. It's not a brain. It just takes random points and words and puts it together. It's you have to be a creative person to work in creative. You can't just go, man. People want this fucking this Cody and what the fuck is his name? Punk. They want this program, man. I don't know what to make the story. I'm gonna just type it in Chat GBT, man, or I'm gonna. What do we make for Liv and Stephanie? Let's just type it in an AI. It just says brawl every week, so let's do that. That's bad. And if you can't be creative, you don't belong on a creative team. If your creative ideas consist of just typing it and letting it do the work for you, then you failed. If like this kids in school nowadays that just type their essays into AI and make it for them, they fail because you didn't make that. You didn't write the essay. You fail. And it's the same thing with all these entertainment companies, man. In WWE, they're relying on it heavy. Even if that is the case, we could tell, man, because your creative blows up and down. Almost everything fucking blows, unless it's from the talent itself having heavy input, like Roman Reigns does, all that Punk does, all that, etc. Then it completely blows, and you still fuck that one up. But let alone if they didn't care enough to actually put in input themselves, you would be really screwed for a lot of things.
100%, bro. 100%. Ay, ay, ay. Good old WWE, bro. Well, Nick Khan. Speaking of Nick Khan, he had a lot to say at the recent town hall meeting. I'll get the bad ones out of the way first. Well, Nick Khan recently spoke at WWE's town hall meeting, which was at this point 3 or 4 days ago, I want to say. And he came down on fans who complain on social media, citing that they are a vocal minority. These were the quotes he read off. He read off old tweets, which these tweets sound completely real to me.
Oh, sure.
Why does WWE insult fans like this with a bum like Roman Reigns?
Who? What AEW fan tweeted that?
Literally, bro.
It's not real.
I'm losing my mind. Why is Bad Bunny in the WWE? Bad Bunny single-handedly ruined the Royal Rumble. Which, I know which Royal Rumble you're talking about. Apparently it was Shane that ruined that Royal Rumble.
Barely.
Wait. He wanted to book himself to win it. He wanted to face Roman Reigns at WrestleMania.
The code for that, man.
The people don't want the people's champion. The Rock came back too many times, and now people are sick of him. That's how I know this is fake, bro. That's how I know Nick Khan typed these tweets up himself. The wording, and it's not that people don't tweet shit in the ballpark of what he's saying. The wording on these tweets That's not the reason. Nick, be honest. Be fucking honest with your people. That's not the reason why people are sick of The Rock. We're sick of The Rock because he fucking puts himself in storylines and then he just dips and doesn't finish them.
Exactly.
We love
Like,
The
what do you?
Rock. We wish The
Yeah,
Rock was there. Television's fucking great when he's there. That's the problem. He's never there, and he starts shit that he needs to finish, and he doesn't finish it. Anyways. Who needs a John Cena retirement tour? Haven't we seen enough of him? John Cena's retirement year was so random. Nobody said that.
a human
That
did
wasn't
not
the.
tweet that.
Yes, that was never the criticism on John Cena's last run. All right, we got one last one. Why would WWE ever return this bum? I've never heard wrestling fans use the word bum this much, by the way. CM
No.
Punk to the WWE. He will never main event again.
Like, what in the 2K generated
Yes.
My Rise tweet is that, bro? Like, dude, dead ass, bro. During my 2K My Rise run, I had better fake fucking hate tweets sent to my character than Nick Khan just read off to you guys, bro. I had better tweets, hate tweets on My Rise than that.
Nick, a tweet like Roman Reigns, a tweet about Roman Reigns like that, I can guarantee you was tweeted out well before you were with the company. That is something somebody would tweet out in like 2015 or 16. Current day Roman Reigns, nobody tweeted that out. I can guarantee you nobody tweeted that out. The Bad Bunny one, again, I'm sure people tweeted in the ballpark of like, oh, we don't want Bad Bunny in the Royal Rumble. Bad Bunny did not I can't think of one thing Bad Bunny did wrong in the Royal Rumble that he was in. He did nothing. Nobody tweeted that. People tweeted that the Royal Rumble was boring that year because it was one of the most boring Royal Rumbles that there was. Again, I just said it with The Rock, that The Rock didn't return too many times, and that's the reason why people were sick of him. No. John Cena's retirement year, the complaint was that not that the retirement year was random. It was that you guys didn't know what the fuck you were doing. You guys inserted people. You guys wrote checks that you couldn't fucking cash. You couldn't keep The Rock involved. Going back to The Rock criticism, you couldn't keep him involved. Nobody gave a shit about Travis Scott being involved with the John Cena angle. You guys fucking had him. You guys booked him to go out there and wrestle a boring ass WrestleMania main event, and then when he did turn babyface, you squashed him to Brock Lesnar and wasted so many dates. You fucking had him teaming with Logan Paul and going against Jey Uso. Why don't you bring up these fuckers? Why don't you fucking read the real tweets, Nick Khan? Why don't you answer the real fucking tweets of criticism? I could type up a couple of them, right? I could rewrite all these right now and make these make a lot of fucking sense. And then again, why would WWE ever return this bum CM Punk? That's a salty AEW fan. That's nothing more than a salty AEW fan who's like, oh, Punk's a hypocrite. He said this, 7 years ago, and we're gonna hold him to it. That he changed his mind. I'm sorry. Get over
Exactly.
it.
Like, dude, and like that's the killer for me with these tweets, man. The whether they're real, whether they're not, they're the most hand-picked tweets. He didn't read a single Pat McAfee one. He didn't read
Yes.
any of the ones truly criticizing TKO or the ticket
I got a
prices or
couple
none
good
of
ones.
that. I got a lot of good Triple H ones I could show him that he could read off. But I hate that. I hate that WWE is still in the online vocal minority. All that stuff, man. Jeff mentions the entire fan base is online, and the thing is, the entire world is online nowadays, bro. This ain't 2014 anymore, where the online space is some bubble, dude. The whole world is online. If you're a fan base of something, you interact with the online version of that thing in some capacity, man. Literally, the power of social media is so strong. I remember when they first released the trailer for that fucking first Sonic movie, and it looked so bad, and the fan reaction was so bad, they delayed and completely changed the entire look of that movie solely because of online reaction. You don't think Pat McAfee and Jelly Roll, they're the ones that backed out of the story because they're modern celebrities that say, oh, the internet really doesn't like this. Let's back down because I know the power of the internet, man. All these suits in
Yes.
WWE think it's fucking 13 still, bro. It's not. We're in 2026, man. The online world rules. It has good aspects or bad aspects. That's your fans. That's your entire fan base. That's most of the world online, man. So I hate all that vocal minority stuff that these suits try to say. Like, bro, it's not, bro. It's really not. And they got to get with the times because they obviously haven't, man. They obviously have not.
No, not at all. And again, these are why was this even like brought up in the first? Like my main question, why was it even brought up to shit on the fan? Like in a state in an era where we are right now, where like WWE's fan base is coming down so hard on them, like even people that have been like WWE fucking shills are even looking at this shit like. You've turned away so many of your fans, and you got the audacity to sit up on a town hall meeting and read off tweets to try to make your fan base look stupid? What? Like you what the fuck? Um Now I got a couple good tweets Nick Khan could read off. I got one in
Okay.
regards to the MFTs and the Wyatt Six. Somebody it's so funny. Somebody said Paul Levesque asked Chat GPT to book this feud, and it came up with the Giat family versus the NFTs. I got another one here regarding Paul Levesque in his creative role. So is HHH just digging in his ass, doing nothing, and letting talent make the decisions? Question mark. I got another one. This one's my favorite one.
You're the best of all time.
This one is a quote tweet to Paul Levesque and Stephanie Vaquer going over her entrance. This probably will explain this to a lot of people. Can Nick Khan read off the quote tweet that says, "This bald Nazi dead ass thinks he's Martin Scorsese." Now,
Can you read these tweets, bro? Can you read these tweets, man? About hold on, let me get one. Let me get
yeah,
one for
please.
you
I know you
guys on
got
my
them.
end, man.
Yeah,
I
yeah, we
love
got.
this game. This
Yeah,
game is so
this is
fun.
great. This is great.
Oh man, hold on. Let me find the one about. Please tell me I screenshotted that one. I might have not. Hold on. Give me.
Let's see. You know, I'm just saying, man. I really think it would be very beneficial to. Um. Oh, we got a tweet from our very own Durante,
Oh shit.
the big nose motherfucker. Can we? Can Nick Khan read that one off? Let's see.
Please, I can't read. How about Triple H? Gotta be an Israeli operative. How about that one, man? Or how about Triple H? I won't rest until I rip off that pacemaker with my bare hands. What about these tweets, man?
I got another one, man. I got another one. This is for this isn't one of our own. Now I'm not giving this person a shout out. Triple H deserves his balls crushed in a vice the way he fumbles the call ups.
It's true. That is true.
We also have another very intelligent fan. He asks. He didn't put a question mark, so this is a question, but it's a statement, right? It's posed as
Okay.
it may be a question, but it doesn't end with a question mark. It ends with a period. So I think he's got his mind made up. Are you ready to die, Triple H?
Are you ready, Dice? How about you were supposed to come to India with a PLE in 2026? What happened to that? Triple nose? Question mark.
What about
In a lot.
he strikes
Hmm?
yet again, Triple Laden?
Triple
What about that one?
Laden.
I got a lot of
That
good
one's kind
tweets
of
Nick Khan could read off.
yeah, I got so many great WWE tweets or fan tweets. Or how about the edited image of the Unreal poster? It's more fake than you think. Triple H
My
propaganda.
God.
How about that one?
Love that one, dude. Dude, trust me. If you need tweets, Nick Khan, bro, I got you.
I could send them to you.
All we do is screenshot funny Triple H tweets, bro. It is the
That's
best. It is the best hate base in on Twitter, bro.
Or how about one of the other top 3 ones of all time?
Okay.
It is a quote tweet to the WWE's video package of showing their farewells to John Cena, and it is a picture of Triple H, and I think that's Bruce Pritchard backstage. That's when they held up the little white sign that
Oh
said
yeah.
"Thank you, Cena," and and it's just a picture of him with the caption "Bitter fuck."
Bitter.
How about that?
He's
How
a
about the
bitter
bitter fuck
fuck.
tweet?
He's a bitter fuck, man. Yeah, he's a bitter fuck for sure. Bro, I got some tweets you could read off,
Like,
Nick
come
Khan,
on.
but no, I mean, again, all seriousness, though, I don't know why, again, in an age that we're in right now where your fan base is rapidly turning on you, why you want to sit up there and poke fun at your fans and call them a vocal minority and just blatantly insult your audience. I don't know why. I don't know what fucking good that's doing for you whatsoever at this juncture.
Exactly. I don't know what that it just sounds like, oh, you say we suck. We don't listen to you guys. You guys are stupid.
Yep.
It is the most immature, sad shit ever, and it just doesn't work, dude, because you're not showing us up. You're not doing people aren't showing up to your shows. People aren't you're getting low attendance again. It's you're not fucking on top. You're fucking up. And we're just telling you you're fucking up, and you're taking it as some personal shot when you just as creative need to just do your job better. That's all it is.
100%. Nick Khan recently told staff in the town hall meeting that WWE was monitoring the situation in the Middle East. This is in regards to Night of Champions. Khan also stated WWE would only run Night of Champions in Saudi Arabia. We're not going to hold a Raw or the surrounding Raw or SmackDown events. He says, we're only going if it's safe and if we're allowed there. We're monitoring with our heads of security internally and with our government affair folks internally. The situation there, if U.S. citizens are allowed in at this moment in time, if U.S. citizens are allowed in at this moment in time, it is declared and deemed safe. We'll all be going there. Saudi is deeply desirous of getting WWE back there and getting events restarted, especially those that come from the United States.
Man, you know, if you have to ask, American officials in the government if it's safe to run at a location,
Probably
you
shouldn't be going.
probably shouldn't go there. You know what I mean? Like, if I
Yeah.
have to ask if a neighborhood is good to go to Popeyes, I probably shouldn't go to that Popeyes. You know what I mean? I mean, sometimes it's worth it, but for these Saudi shows, they're just
It's not
not
worth
worth it, man.
Yeah.
It's not worth it, man. And that's just WWE, just risking the lives and just safety of their talent and all staff to just make some Saudi money, man. And that's sad. That should not be okay. And the fact that they aren't holding that Raw, or that SmackDown, especially at SmackDown before, is a very bad sign. Especially travel wise, you're telling me they gotta be on SmackDown and they gotta instantly fly over to fucking Saudi for that show. That sounds miserable on the talent, on top of the dangers. It's just a bad luck for them.
It really is. And again, like Sir just said, bro, if you have to ask, hey, is it safe? If you have to ask the government, hey, is it safe to go there? Maybe you should have just told Saudi, hey, let's just be optimistic about Crown Jewel later this year. Maybe June isn't the best time. Maybe we can revisit this around when do they go for a Crown Jewel in November. Maybe we should just revisit this around November and see about that. But, if not, it should be okay. I mean, it's not like you guys are getting fucking WrestleMania next year or anything like that. So, again, I don't know why this is such a big deal now, why they had to go, why Night of Champions just has to be in Saudi Arabia. I mean, I know it's normally in there, but again, things we're in we are in a time where, again, it probably is not safe for them to go there. Okay, we're not talking about not wanting to go there because you think the crowd sucks or this or that. We're talking about not wanting to fucking go there because it could be deemed unsafe. Probably an indication you should not be going there. But you know, this is what WWE does, man. So make stupid decisions and fucking put their talent in danger. So doesn't shock me, but if I had to guess, they'll be in Saudi Arabia on June 27th.
They will definitely be there, man. And the best part is they're going to be there, do the show, and I'm sure that Friday after we'll talk about on news how they dipped out as fast as possible because it's not fucking safe.
Yes. Nick Khan also spoke on WrestleMania. He spoke on WrestleMania 42. He says, despite being a successful event, WWE won't run the same city back to back again. This was ultimately my decision for Las Vegas to host WrestleMania again. Maybe we don't do that again in terms of back to back, but ultimately, it ended up being a successful event. No, it didn't. That's why you're not going back.
And like he said himself, I made the decision to go back to back Vegases, and obviously it didn't work out. He's just like, you know what? Maybe let's not do that again. I'm sure if anybody else was the head of that decision, they would have scapegoated and fired that dumb motherfucker. But the fact that it was Nick Khan's idea, it was just, oh, little mistake. We won't do it again, man.
100%.
That's wild to me. He should really be reprimanded for that decision, man, because it didn't work out, and your whole job as a businessman is to make decisions that work out. He should 100% have been reprimanded in some kind for that, but he's not, and it was just a big oopsie, I guess, to run back-to-back manias like we all told them not to do, because it's obvious you don't run the same market twice over. It's obvious, man, but he went with it, and it fucking failed.
Yes, bro, and again, we speak about things that are blatantly obvious. Like, you can't sit here and fucking try to tell me that Nick Khan is not a good businessman. He's a great businessman. As
Yeah.
a businessman, you didn't think at all, like, hey, I understand some of my buddies at TKO, probably are persuading me to go back because they live in Las Vegas and, they probably want to stay home instead of having to do a fucking work travel trip. But, running back-to-back venues probably isn't a good idea, so I'm going to probably have to tell them we can't do that. That's not a good idea. It's going to probably sell less. And then, again, you're not going to sit here and fool me and try to fucking tell me that Nick Khan is not a good businessman, bro. And again, as a businessman, you should have... How did you not fucking know running a back-to-back... Look at the blueprint. Look at the blueprint. I know you guys say, you don't look at AEW. You watch AEW, bro. We know you guys keep tabs on AEW. Look at every year from the inaugural All Out to the last All Out they did in Chicago. Every year, it's gradually went. There may have been an increase from like 19 to 21. Every year after 2021, it's went lower and lower and lower. Look at Double or Nothing in Las Vegas, mind you. From 2019, I want to say, they may have peaked in 2021. I want to say I want to say it was 2021 was the peak. Maybe 2022. I want to say 2021, though. Every year after 2021, lower and lower and lower and lower, because if you dry the market out of the same show in the same venue, it's going to go lower. Tony Khan gave you the cheat sheet, and you still fucking failed the test.
He literally, like, Tony Khan failed the test for you. You could have just not made the mistake he did, but you made the mistake he did, and it blew up in your face. And yeah, they made some money. They made a good amount of money, but the morale wasn't good. The fan, in-person, creative, talent morale wasn't good. They know they fucked up. They know damn well they fucked up. And the fact that they're not doing that again means they know they fucked up, no matter how successful it was.
Yeah, so you can sit there and say it was a successful event. And yes, did you make your money? Yeah, you made your money. But was it successful on the level that they wanted it to be? Absolutely
God
not. But
no.
did he sit there and say that? No. It was not as successful as you wanted, and it was not as successful as it should have been, which is why you're not going back. So don't try to sit there
Hmm.
and tell me, we won't go back to back, but it was ever again. But it was a successful event. Well, if it was a success as successful as you wanted it to be, then surely you would surely you would be down to do a back to back Mania again in the future if it was so successful, Nick. But they're not going to give you the whole story there. But uh
I could see that too, Jeff. But he mentions that they saw AEW fail and probably thought that they could do it and it won't backfire on them. And they would probably thought they could like show up AEW and be like, hey, doing it worked for us. I don't know about you guys. And it also fucking blew up in their face because it's not that it just didn't work for AEW. That just doesn't work in general, man. So I could see that, Jeff.
100%. 100%. For sure. Yeah, I could have absolutely seen them wanting to, upstage the little brother and like, hey, you guys couldn't run multiple years. Look at us. And then look again. Did they make their money? Yes, but if you look at the fucking the attendance was cut in half. It was damn near cut in half from what you got at past manias. And then you look at last year, they were 20,000 under. They were 20,000 under what they had last year. I mean, it was again. They made their money, but dog, when you look at morale and when you look at again, like I said, even watching WrestleMania, you don't have to be blind to have the WrestleMania show this year. The stadium it sounded a lot more less full. It sounded a lot more quieter than it did for WrestleMania 41. That's why you don't do that. That's why you don't do that, especially when your product significantly dips in the span of a year, even though the year prior it wasn't doing all that hot. It got even worse. What'd you think? What'd you fucking think was going to happen? So, what was it? Did it make money for TKO? Sure, but in terms of a success on all levels, I view a success on all levels as obviously the company made their money, the fans got their money's worth, the fans got a top to bottom good show. It wasn't a success. Was it a success for their pockets? I'm sure it was, but look at everything around it, bro. WWE's morale took such a fucking hit this year for WrestleMania, and WWE chased a lot of fucking fans away. That's kind of the opposite of what you want to do during a WrestleMania season. So they can look at it as a success all they want, but again, then surely if it was that much of a success, then Nick Khan maybe would be down to do back to back, down the line, but he's not. And this is why.
Exactly, man. What's up, Rich? How you doing? He says, from what he's seen, the
Ripshot.
Live Mania experience was miserable this year. I could see that. It makes sense.
I did see a lot of people I seen a lot of people saying the same thing as well. Seen a lot of people saying that the concessions were badly overpriced this year. So I
I mean, if you
seen
want to pay $150 for a steak,
oh, man, get the fuck out of
that's
here,
insane.
bro. Yes, I did hear that the live experience was very bad this year as well. I did kind of hear the same thing. But well, Nick Khan actually spoke on some good stuff in the town hall meeting. Believe it or not, he did speak on some good stuff. He spoke on WrestleMania 44. He teased the location of WrestleMania in 2028. He said, wait until you hear the announcement on where we're going to be for WrestleMania in 2028, which lands on WrestleMania 44. And WrestleVotes since then has reported WWE is in active negotiations for Nashville, Tennessee to host WrestleMania 44 in 2028. They were supposed to host WrestleMania 43 in 2027 from the new Nissan Stadium. They did end up ghosting Tennessee, but then later announcing Saudi and promising Tennessee a a future WrestleMania down the line, which now looks to be WrestleMania 44 in 2028. That's just
Look at that,
nice.
man.
That's just nice. Oh, sorry guys, we couldn't get back to you, but since we stopped talking to you, we nailed down something with Saudi Arabia. So what do you guys think? What do you guys think about 2028?
That's not how you do business, bro. You can't just ghost the people you're talking to just to make a deal with somebody else and then go back to them and be like, hey, yo, you remember us? We're back, man. You can't do that shit. That shit looks horrible. But the Nashville WrestleMania, I like the sound of that, man. I fuck with the sound of that. I like the whole Nashville like country bar, rock bar theme. I think that's really good. And I really hope it goes through, and I hope that we get the Nashville WrestleMania. I would very much like that style and that theme, and it's a different location, different crowd. I like it a lot, man. I really hope it goes through, man. I hope shit don't change, but the fact that they kind of ghosted someone else to do this, I'm down for it, man. I like the sound of it. I like that location. Although, New Orleans is owed one and whatnot, I didn't really want them to go back to New Orleans in the first place. So I'm cool with waiting for that, man. I like the sound of Nashville.
100%, man, 100%. And so, um, the new Nissan Stadium was set to open February 2027, and that was the original reason why WWE wanted to go there. WWE likes to be the first. They wanted to be the first to hold a major event in the new Nissan Stadium, so they wanted to, kind of get out there and like I said, be the first to run that. And then again, Saudi came in with their $120 million deal that they offered WWE, so they ended up taking that. And again, ghosting Tennessee, but promising them one for a future. Looks to be 2028. I'm all for Nashville to get a WrestleMania. I think Nashville SummerSlam was a very good show. Now, obviously, creative was in a way different spot at the time, but you know, um, they're definitely owed one. I think that's a market that's huge. I think that's a insane tourism spot, Nashville, Tennessee. And I like the sounds of that. Again, that's Nashville's a nice vibe. And I'm sure they're gonna have a nice theme there. So I think that's a great call. Um, they still do. Indy is still owed one. New Orleans is still owed one. London, they never really said London was owed one, but London's another one that's kind of on the cusp. And I just really hope we end up getting London for like one of these big numbered manias, man, or just a mania in general. I think everybody would love a London WrestleMania. So um yeah, London should have been the first WrestleMania to take place out of the US. Unfortunately, that's going to go to Saudi Arabia. But
Crazy.
at the end of the day, at the end of the day, I'm all down for Nashville. I'm all down for Nashville. I'm also excited. I am excited too for. I'm just excited to get out of this Las Vegas and Saudi slump that we're in,
Oh,
man.
thank God. I
I'm just
can't wait to get out of all this.
I'm excited for like a yearly WrestleMania in a new big city in the US that's a completely just a completely different vibe. It's again like what the fuck in the Vince days we were getting Tampas and New Orleans and Orlando's and different places within the US. And again, we've been stuck in this Saudi Vegas slump, which will end up being 3 years. So I don't know, man. Please give WrestleMania a fresh location. um
Please.
so I don't know, man. I don't know. So, uh, yeah. So there you go. We got what else? Releases. Well, guys, you know, everybody, TKO, they were, um, Just
Like three different reasons.
yeah, TKO was the evil menaces that released everybody.
Evil.
So the IWC said, this is all TKO's fault. In regards to recent talent cuts, it was Triple H and Nick Khan who were and WWE Talent Relations who were the primary decision makers of who got released. Well, guys, what happened, man? I thought Triple H was so innocent. I thought he was so innocent. I thought, TKO went under him again and released everybody.
Like, I thought the same thing, man. I thought TKO were the ones to release all these people, man. TKO is Triple H's newest John Laurinaitis, man. Triple H makes the decision. TKO gets the heat because T had TKO call these people for him because, like Punk said, he's a coward and can't do it himself, man. And the fact that Triple H is one of the main decision makers behind these releases, man, oh man, way to keep your way to pay back the people that trusted you so much. They basically burned a bridge with another company just to get back to you, just so you could fire a man. What great decision making there from Triple H.
This makes Triple H, man, somehow, some way, this makes Triple H even look
worse.
like more like a doofus. Like Ribshot says, TKO doesn't even I guarantee you they don't even know who Apollo Crews is. You think they sat there and were like, all right, I think Apollo Crews, I think this is I think enough is enough for him. I think, it's time we cut ties there. No, they're not fucking sitting there like, hey, this Wyatt Six group didn't really pan out the way we all, it's our fault, but they didn't really pan out the way we hoped them to. Completely our fault, but or completely not our fault, but let's go ahead and get rid of them. Now, this Aleister Black guy, he's a little too, horror for us. Let's just get rid of him. No.
Get rid of him, man.
It's
like
Paul.
It's Paul, and like no matter how much of Nick Khan it was or whatever, Triple H looked at every one of these names, gave no pushback, and signed it off, man. Whether he gave pushback or not, he signed it, and they all got fired, man. And I'm not gonna baby Triple H. He made the decisions with Nick Khan. He's at fault for this, dude. Who, like, Ripshot really nailed it on the head with that, bro. They don't know who Zoe Stark is. They don't know who any of these they don't care. TKO told Nick Khan and Triple H, we got to cut people. Here's kind of the budget we want with people cut and just do it. But we want people cut. So Nick Khan and Triple H went and they did their job and they went and cut people, man. TKO don't give a fuck about these people. They don't. They just told them to get rid of people, and Nick Khan and Triple H abided by that.
100%, bro. Well, 100%. They simply gave them the play, and Triple H ran it. That's, again, like you just said, I guarantee you the only thing that was talked about was, hey, we probably got to make our yearly cuts, so, if you could put a list together, that would be great.
Yep.
And that's what he did.
That's all they did. TKO they didn't call Triple H and say, hey man, that Bo Dallas guy,
yeah,
I don't think that group's working out, man. Hey, Aleister Black guy, you should just get rid of him, man. I don't think we see any use for him. They don't give a fuck. They probably don't even know these people's names or numbers. Like they got rid of him, man. It was Nick Khan, it was Triple H. They decided who to fire people, man.
Yes. A story going around amongst people within is that someone in the TKO realm is not a fan of the darker characters, and that's been the blame placed on why such acts like the Wyatt Six, Aleister Black, along with Zelina Vega, have all been released. That was from PW Insider. Since then, the Observer followed up on this, saying the story about TKO not liking darker characters is said to be bullshit. And that the decision to cut talent doesn't reach that high up. It was ultimately Triple H's decision, with input from Nick Khan, to cut specific talent from the roster. Many of WWE's roster cuts were age related, as the company is trying to get a younger roster.
Oh, it's age related,
That's
man.
why
There's always a reason.
both of your world champions are over 40 years old.
Exactly. That's the age. You signed what? You're using what? Four semi-young guys, and now that's the whole roster we gotta make room for. Cut the bullshit, bro. There's no excuse, age, dark characters, any of it. It's all just dumb, flat excuses to the people they pick, man. They picked people they felt like they just would have worked out just getting rid of, and that they can make room for. Like, the making room for people coming up is, that's normal, all right. But even that, you don't you could rearrange your shows, you could rearrange your shows better, you could do this and do that. They just released people because TKO told them, and like that story says, TKO don't choose nobody. They don't care. You think McDonald's corporate chooses a location 1983 for people to find? Corporate don't give a fuck about any of that shit, dude. I've worked retail. The corporate cares the least about any of that shit. They just care about the numbers. They just told them to. And it was all Triple H and Nick Khan just making the decisions they feel like it, and they chose some of the dumbest options possible, and that's on them.
Yes. They chose absolutely ridiculous options. The age related thing is so bullshit. I remember they say that all the time, but they say that as the biggest bluff I've ever heard in my life. I remember when Damian Priest won the Money in the Bank, everybody was like, or the reports came out, well, they didn't want to put it on LA Knight, because of concerns about his age. Motherfucker, Damian Priest is older than LA Knight. What do you mean concerns about his fucking age? I mean, get the fuck out of here with this shit, bro. And then this whole story about them not liking darker characters, it's said to be bullshit. I call bullshit that it's bullshit. Look at their track record with darker characters. Look at it. They suck. They
That's what.
clearly they
Mhm.
clearly don't like darker characters. Again, all you got to do is watch the fucking show. The Fiend, the Bray Wyatt, when they didn't know what to do with his darker character so much, they reverted him back to the Fiend for no fucking reason, or attempted to. They didn't know what to fucking do with Bray when he came back. Same way they didn't know what to do with the Wyatt Six. The same way they fucking barely have known what to do with the Demon, which is why it stayed dormant for 3 years. The same way they didn't know what to do with Aleister Black. The same way they didn't know what to do with Karrion Kross. It doesn't take a rocket scientist, and I see a lot of people say, you see, the story was fake. They do like darker characters. Sure, if you want to believe that, I'm believing what I'm seeing. And what I'm seeing, they clearly don't care for darker characters. They don't.
No, they don't. And look at the world that TKO is trying to, look at the view of the company. They want that sports real feel to them. I'm sure to
Yes.
them, those darker characters are too fake and too old school for them to want their sports, real look and feeling. That's why they don't care about these characters, man. That's why they don't care about character work at all, man. And that it's a commonality throughout the company and throughout creative, man. And they don't like darker characters. They don't really like any characters. Danhausen's lucky he moves merch, because they probably wouldn't have liked him if he didn't, man. So, man, it's such bullshit, man. They obviously, creative TKO, they don't like things, but it was Triple H's decision. He said, hey, we want this more sports feel. Let's get rid of Aleister Black and Zelina Vega, man. They just had the Demon and Mania. What do you like? Come on, man. You just signed Evil. Come on, man.
Absolutely ridiculous, bro. Abso-fucking-lutely ridiculous. You mean to genuinely, you mean to tell me that the story about them not liking darker characters is bullshit, and I just watched the Wyatt Six get booked the way they did? Get out of here, bro. Absolutely ridiculous. Abso-fucking-lutely ridiculous, man. Um, So, hmm, well, speaking of darker characters, Evil. According to WrestleVotes, WWE still has yet to decide on a new name for Evil, even though he just debuted on NXT. And Vic Joseph, of course, gave the. I knew he was gonna give the stupid. He was like, that symbol, could it signal something evil? Oh my god, please.
This fucking company, man. How do you debut? What on a God's green earth are you debuting people and you don't even have them named yet?
Yes.
Is crazy to me. And we don't like dark characters. Let's sign another dark character just so we could realize in a few months or in a year or two we don't really like these characters, man. Why did we sign that guy? Let's just get rid of him, man. Let's just call spade a spade and get rid of them. That's what they do every time, man, because they don't like dark characters, but they don't like realize they don't until like halfway through, and then they realize like, ah, shit, we don't really like this, man. Let's bump this, man. But he doesn't have a name yet, man. Great moves to debut someone you didn't even fucking name yet.
Speaking of darker talents, look at how bad they fumbled Dark Samurai Nakamura.
That shit was horrible, literally.
It was terrible.
And why is Damian Priest? Logan hit it right on the head, man. And
It's
why?
true.
But the thing is, they're not even like he's not even like dark anymore. Like, yeah, he has kind of a dark entrance, but like, look at the whole vibe of the Judgment Day. They went from like a dark emo group to just called the Judgment Day. They don't have
Yeah.
any of that style that they used, that dark
Yep.
style. They come out to Mexican rap music. They lost all that style, man.
They did. I don't understand how going back to Evil. I don't really understand how WWE ever does this. I hate when I hate when they have somebody there and they did it with Blake Monroe. You know what I mean? All she did was refer to herself as the Glamour. They did it with Ricky Saints, where all he said was, "You guys know who I am." He doesn't say his name. And they're doing the same thing with Evil here. So one thing that could kind of be an indication on this, WWE recently filed a trademark for Nox. I don't know if I'm going to say this correctly, but Nox Regine.
My
Right,
God, what is his
Regine.
name?
Uh,
Raheem?
Raheen. um, so a lot of people say, that could be Evil's name. A lot of people are also saying that it could be giving it to this new Will Cruz guy, which I gotta say, Evil was kind of already fucking upstaged on his own debut. They debuted. I never heard of the guy, but they debuted this guy from the Indies named Will Cruz, and he looks fucking sick. Now, I gotta rag on Vic Joseph for a minute. He absolutely fucking butchered his debut. You do not do that to somebody on a debut. You do not fucking yell, "Is that a fan?" Because obviously the guy's he's a bigger guy. He's got a bit of a gut on him. I mean, get out. Why would you do that? Why, as a commentator, why would you ever do that? But he looks dope. He looks dope. I've upon further review, I've kind of looked into a little bit of his stuff. I've seen some stuff. I'd never heard of him, so I had looked into some stuff, and from the clips I've been seeing, man, from the clips I've been seeing, I've only seen clips. I'm excited to see what he can do. I'm excited to see what he can do. He looks dope. His pile drivers look nasty. If I was WWE, I would have let him do one of them fucking pile drivers I've been seeing on Twitter all week.
I would have, man. He looks good. Like you said, whatever that guy's name, I think, I don't know, he's not named yet, so man, he used to be called Evil, whatever that guy's name is. He
Good.
got upstaged.
Turtle.
And Terrible, exactly. He got upstage. Cruz looks really good, and I'm excited to see how he does, man, and what he'll be named, man. But whoever gets this Knox name, we'll see how it goes, and we'll see how it's pronounced, really.
I could see Evil being Nox Regine, and I could see Will Cruz being Mason Rook. Or maybe he'll
I
be
could see
Rook.
him, Mason. I'm sure it's gonna be Mason Rook, and it's gonna be him.
I could see it. Well, hopefully it's not Rook. Hopefully it's
Yeah,
Rook.
hopefully not. Yeah, hopefully.
Um, so, uh, yeah, Evil, Evil had an evil awakening on his own debut because it
Brother,
wasn't looking too hot for my guy. Bro already got fucking upstage, bro.
he
Um,
really did.
man. But that is that. Speaking of Japanese talent, recently, actually, you know what? We'll save her when we're talking about releases. We'll come back to Kairi Sane. Um, I guess we could talk some injuries as we got two injuries currently going on right now. We have Stephanie Vaquer. According to the Observer, Stephanie Vaquer's injury is legitimate and likely a second-degree AC sprain. As mentioned on Raw, it is unclear where the injury was first sustained, but she is out indefinitely with no return timeline yet. But WWE is hopeful they can get her back for the SummerSlam show.
Hopefully she could be back for SummerSlam.
Mm-hmm.
Love Stephanie. She's great, and hope everything goes good in recovery.
Yes, I really hope now that Steph is championshipless, WWE still figures that they want to do something with her so she doesn't suffer Tiffany Stratton syndrome or anybody else that they put a championship on, and then Julia they put a championship on, and then when they lose the championship, they're kind of like, oh fuck, we have absolutely nothing to do with you. Hopefully she doesn't suffer that. Hopefully she doesn't suffer that fate. I really, really hope not. I really have a feeling WWE's not really gonna know what to do with her unless she has a championship. So hope everything goes well. Obviously, I love Stephanie. I think she's great. She's one of the better women on that Raw roster. So hopefully they can get her back as soon as possible. So they also talked about Tall Tonga. Tall Tonga is sidelined with an undisclosed injury, but he is expected to be back fairly soon.
Best for Tali Tonga. Hope everything goes well, and hope he come back and do his 3 moves of doom.
Yeah, hopefully, man. SmackDown is gonna miss the big boots, the clotheslines, and the punches. So and the choke slams. Sorry, not the punches.
And
He doesn't
choke
do
slam.
those. That's
Exactly.
a little too complex for him. The choke slams, the choke slams, the clotheslines, and then the big boots. They're really gonna miss it. But Loa Tonga cousin is out with a undisclosed injury, and hopefully, he's hopefully, um, not too tall to overcome the injury. He is Tall Tonga after all.
Exactly.
So those are the two injury reports we got going on in WWE. Now, speaking to the show that the Tall Tonga resides on, SmackDown. According to Bodyslam.net, SmackDown will reportedly be returning to 2 hours in a few weeks when Braun Strowman's Everything on the Menu show returns to take the place of what normally is that third hour on SmackDown, according to Bodyslam.net.
Lord, man, you know how bad the third hour of your show has to be, where a cooking show outperforms it so much they cut your hour for that show.
Man,
Crazy work, man. Crazy
man.
work, but happy for SmackDown going back to 2, whether it's probably going to be temporary or not, which is another one of those SmackDown killers, man. It moves around so much, it really hurts the show. But
Yes.
hopefully it stays at a good amount of time at 2 hours. I doubt it. But thank you, Braun Strowman, for at least this temporary relief from that 3 hour disaster.
Yes, thank you, Braun. You're really a soldier. You're really a soldier for that. I don't fucking blame him. To be honest, from 9 to 10, I would rather watch Braun Strowman order everything on the fucking menu rather than watching 3 hours of some bullshit on a Friday night. So, um keep it at 2 hours. I know they're not, so can't even really get that into it because they're just gonna move it right back to 3. But I guess for the time being, it is good that they do go back to 2 hours because man, this shit, this shit as a 3 hour show, it's bad as a 2 hour show. At a 3 hour show, man, it should be up for cancellation at a 3 hour show. All
It really
honesty.
should.
So, we got SmackDown going back to 2 hours, which is great. Somebody who may not be going back, AJ Lee. Yes, AJ Lee. According to WrestleVotes, AJ Lee's work in WWE is over as of now, as her creative is effectively done. There is hope that she will return for more programs and matches in the future, potentially at SummerSlam later this year. But up until everything we know as of now is that for the time being, she's done. Okay. So I see everybody saying, good, this run was shit. Guys, she only worked with one fucking person. I mean, yeah, she worked a match with Bayley, but like, they didn't even, and I blame this on WWE. I don't even blame this on AJ. Everybody's like, oh, her matches sucked. Guys, she wrestled 2 people on her return. Like, and again, I can confidently say if AJ Lee and Bayley, because that was the other person she faced, if they were actually given a program to maybe sink their teeth into, maybe something to dabble into. Now, her matches with Becky weren't the best. They weren't fucking downright atrocious. And I seen people saying, these were some of the worst matches they've seen in recent memory. I wouldn't fucking say all that. Were they good? No. Were they just average to boring matches? Yes. Now their matches got better. I would say their best match I would probably classify as good. I would not say great. People are talking about this last AJ run like she was fucking Danhausen in the ring. That I won't stand for. Again, could it have been so much more? Absolutely. And I just wish WWE actually let her dabble in with the roster. Let her face. Now, yes, are Bayley and Becky huge AJ Dream matches? Yes, they are. But at the same time, I want to see her against Rhea. I want to see her against Io. I want to see her against Tiffany. I want to see her against Lyra. I want to see her against Roxanne. There's so much. I mean, dude, they went a mile long with AJ Lee, but only a fucking inch deep.
No, they did. They went a mile long, only an inch deep. The pool was really shallow. I don't know how much water was allowed to be, put in the pool, with how often she was there and wasn't there, man. So hopefully, if she does come back, that's the big aspect that changes. Because for me, that was a bad aspect. She was never there.
Yeah.
She was on the part-time Roman Reigns schedule that Punk always shit on Roman Reigns for, but she was never there. She only had fucking 3 matches with 2 different people. So if she does come back, I would hope it'd be with a wider range of people that we have not seen before. A Roxanne, a Lyra, people like that I want to see, man. And we'll see how it goes if she does return, man. She does have those, whole things about, not wanting to be, the whole, thing she has, man. So hopefully all does go well. And if she does come back, hopefully she actually is back and not kind of that part-time schedule. Because I think that was the real killer, that most people kind of scapegoat the matches, but that's really what most people feel like. That's what I felt like, at least, for, more of like when she wasn't here. So hopefully everything goes well. whether she wants to make it back or not, man. But if she does, I would just hope that she's actually around this time to make it worthwhile, because it's gonna be shallow if she's on that super part-time schedule, no matter what, man. So it's gonna be hard to pick and choose, man. But hopefully everything goes well. Hopefully eventually, she'll be back, man, and hopefully we get some more fun names in there, mixing it up with her.
Well, 100%, man, 100%. And yeah, dude, that is a great thing. I think too, for me, the problem, the underlying problem in the whole thing wasn't even the matches. Like you said, it was the schedule. I think that, if anything, is the biggest thing people need to look at and say, okay, this didn't work because, this didn't work because of again, when people say this didn't work because of X, Y, and Z, it should be because of the schedule, rather than, she put on the worst matches in recent memory. I think that's a bit much. Again, we've seen Maxine Dupree in the ring, dog. I think AJ Lee, I don't think AJ Lee was putting on the worst matches in recent memory by any stretch. Again, were they matches that were really gonna fucking blow you away? No, they weren't. But at the end of the day, I wouldn't say all that. But at the end of the day, man, like you said, I think more of the underlying problem with AJ was the ridiculously part-time schedule. I think that was and again, a lot of times too, bro, AJ, she wouldn't be on the show, and we would see after the show she came out there for the live crowd. Like,
Made
what
no
the fuck?
sense.
What
What are you doing? Like, put her in, have her interact, even just a fucking walk, have her walk past fucking Roxanne in the back and stare at each other, or something. You
something.
guys could do something, and they didn't do fuck all the few times she was there, man. So hopefully it would be better on a next time, if there is a next time.
Definitely, man. Definitely. So, for our final WWE story for the day, we got, oh, I'm sorry. Second to last WWE story for the day. We got another name that is apparently being rumored to be a part of Roman Reigns' title reign. According to Selfmade PW, Bronson Reed is one of the expected names to challenge Roman Reigns and be an opponent of Roman Reigns during his World Heavyweight Championship reign. Bro, all these names, is he gonna
What you
hold the
mean?
title till Mania? I mean, everybody's anticipating, SummerSlam, but like, is it, I mean, maybe is he gonna at least hold it till the fall? I mean, we got a lot of names we're spitting out here. We got Oba, Fatu, Gunther, and now Bronson Reed. Is this all gonna happen? I mean, it can if he has a different opponent every pay-per-view. It certainly can. But is WWE going to want to move that quick? Because we all know Triple H likes to drag his feet.
Exactly. Triple H likes to move at a fucking snail's pace, but they're building up a massive list of possible opponents. Gunther, Seth, Fatu, obviously. Now Bronson Reed's in there. Oba. It's a very big list, man. I don't know if they're gonna get to them all, because most people, myself included, does project SummerSlam. Maybe it's a little after that, man. Maybe it is till Mania, man, or maybe it's right before Mania. My, you know, I think two most possible people to win Money in the Bank, since they moved it around so differently this year, I think are two horrible options. I think it's either Punk for Cody, or I really wouldn't be shocked if they run it Seth again to go for Roman. I wouldn't be shocked at that. That scares the fuck out of me. Um, but either way, man, it's very interesting with all these possible opponents for Roman, because they all sound fun. I would much like to see them, but I don't know how it's going to work with the title and all and whatnot. And even some of these, they could work without the title. He could lose a title to Oba at SummerSlam, and maybe he faces Gunther afterwards on a pay-per-view or something. Man, I would very much be cool with stuff like that. Bronson Reed, as cool as it would be for him to go for the world title, he does have history with Roman Reigns without a title, so you could do that. You could do a whole lot. I'm just very interested to see how they run this, man. I really hope it is a short reign at the end of the day. I don't want it to last till Mania, and I really don't want Seth to be, his Mania opponent winning again, all that shit. I really don't want that. I want I want it to be as fresh as all these news stories make this thing out to be. I really do.
No, 100%, man. And two, you actually reminded me of the rumors that were kind of going around. It's obviously not a part of the news, but obviously all those Money in the Bank rumors.
Mhm.
Maybe if WWE wants to hype up WrestlePalooza again this year, maybe they have Roman drop it in September. Rather than the beginning of August, maybe they just give him that extra. Oh wait, no, Money in the Bank said September this year. So I guess they're not doing WrestlePalooza. Maybe they want him to drop it at Money in the Bank. Maybe they want him to carry it into the fall. I don't know, but there's a lot of names lined up. Dog. I forgot. Well, first and foremost, dude, Bronson Reed sounds like a great challenger. I don't think we're going to be able to get all these challengers in here for a short and sweet title reign. If Triple H really wants to, pack a lot into this and really, really make this something cool, then he absolutely could do it. And I would like that. I would like a very, meat filled title reign rather than just a bunch of side dishes and then you get the meat at the very end. Pause. You know, he could do that, but again, we all know Triple H to drag his feet, bro. But I would love Bronson. I think Bronson and Roman have history. I think that would be great. Dog, the fucking rumor that CM Punk could win Money in the Bank.
Shit kills me, man. I hate that. I hate that idea, and I really wouldn't be shocked at if they do that. I
It
really wouldn't.
I seen those rumors going around, and it makes all the sense, dude. Punk saying, you never know when a world championship opportunity is gonna fall out of the sky. What are the odds at Money in the Bank they fucking Otis the Money in the Bank briefcase, and they have two guys probably who need the briefcase more than CM Punk does. Two guys fighting for the
They
briefcase,
drop it.
and it slips out of both of their hands, and Punk is standing below and grabs that motherfucker. Dude, I'll fucking lose it. I'll lose it.
No,
I swear
I'll
I'll
lose
lose
my
it.
goddamn mind. I swear to God, I'll lose my goddamn. I don't want it on it anyway, let alone that dumbass way to do it, man. I would be so furious.
Dude, oh Lord. Man, because the briefcase would quite literally fall out of the sky. And Punk, for sure, he told Cody many years ago in their promo, when in one of those Royal Rumble build promos when Triple H actually used to do those, he used to just have two random top stars cut fire promos on each other back in the good days. But anyways, Punk, he told Cody many years ago, everybody stabs you in the back, but I'm your friend. I'm gonna stab you in the front. He's
Oh,
100%
it's
gonna
the cash.
announce the cash in, dude, and break
Oh,
Cody's
you
heart.
know it.
It's gonna be a corn fest, and then they're gonna be fucking hyping each other up because they fucking love each other. It's gonna suck, dude. I already fucking know. I hope I'm
It's
wrong,
gonna
but I feel like it's gonna suck.
Oh, I feel like it is too. It's gonna be the most Chad made feud ever. It's gonna be CM Punk being all good and nice, and same with Cody, and they're gonna be friends as they go. It's gonna be horrible, man. I'm expecting the absolute. People really want that program. Same with the solo Seth and Roman Mania program. That sounds like my absolute hell for the next WrestleMania, man. I
Solo
do not
Seth
like
and
the sound of
Roman.
either. No, solo, like no other people, Seth and Roman,
Sir
just Seth and
K,
Roman.
you almost made me fall out the fucking chair, dog. I almost, I
No.
was like, what?
Yeah,
Okay, I get you, I
solo.
get you, I get you.
If people want just a
Yeah,
one-on-one with Seth and Roman, I think that sounds so overdone. It's
yes,
unbelievable. And same with
unbelievable.
Cody and unbelievable. And Cody and Punk just sounds miserable to me. It sounds like the most Chad, nice guy off I've ever seen. I do not want that in the slightest.
I agree. I hope I'm wrong for both of those. I hope both of those feuds turn out great, but I just expect nothing from them, dude. We've seen Rollins and Roman, Cody and Punk are literally both of the company's good boys. So it's like, what come on, dude. What that just completely uninterests me, man. So again, maybe they have Roman hold the championship for a little longer, which again, Money in the Bank could halt Roman's title reign if it isn't somebody like CM Punk, but that's the kind of rumor going around now, and man, I will fucking hate that. I promise you I will hate CM Punk. So Triple H hates horror characters. And he hates LA Knight, and he hates Money in the Bank. If he fucks Money in the Bank up again, Triple H hates Money in the Bank, confirmed. 100% signed, sealed, delivered, ship it. It's confirmed. 100%.
Oh, 100%, man. I really wouldn't be shocked if it goes to Punk in that exact fashion, man. It's going to fall from the sky, man. And he's going to stab him in the front and be like, Cody, I'm cashing this thing in at WrestleMania. Oh, God, kill me. I'll lose my goddamn mind. I'll hate that.
Terrible. Absolutely fucking terrible. Kairi Sane. Kairi Sane, man. This is our final WWE story for the day. According to Dave, you have to love Dave for this one. Kairi Sane reportedly indicated to WWE she wants to move back to Japan. So the Kairi thing. The reason she was cut was, I think, she kind of had indicated that she wanted to move back to Japan. Okay? I agree. Kairi showing up at Backlash. I agree. Kairi should show up at Backlash. We're in the middle of a program. The reality is, it's not a money issue. You know what I mean? This company makes whatever it is. The revenue between UFC and WWE, throwing everything in, the revenue is in the billions of dollars. To keep a cohesive storyline, it's not expensive to do. They probably spend way, way more on things that are inconsequential compared to that. And since then, Kairi Sane has came out and said she did not indicate to WWE that she wanted to move back to Japan, and that had nothing to do with it at all. So, Dave remains the GOAT. I promise you he does.
Dave is the GOAT. It's just saying shit for the fuck of it, man.
Yep.
He's like, you know what?
Want to move back to Japan?
Wanted to move back to Japan, man. She told them that. They fired her. That's exactly what happened, according to Dave, man. Yeah. Uncle Dave's the GOAT at making shit up, man. Don't know why he would go and say that shit. And the fact that it instantly got debunked by the person itself. Come on, man. Dave. Come on, Dave. Dave is the reason. His reputation is what it is, man. Because he just does shit like that for no reason. Come on, Uncle Dave.
He is the best, bro. However, according to Fightful, there is a lot of heavy frustration in WWE right now to Kairi Sane being cut before the real payoff to the Asuka and Io storyline. You don't say. Paul, why didn't you fucking think of that before you fired her?
It makes no sense, dude. They make no sense with that. I don't know what they thought wouldn't happen. You know, the fact that she was on TV so heavily. What did you think was going to happen, man? What did you think?
And even, too, the show, WrestleMania Night 2, ended so early. You could have easily put a Io Asuka match. If you knew you were going to let her go after Mania, which you knew damn well he knew he was making releases after Mania, you have Kairi Sane here that's majorly involved in this storyline. Why in the blue hell did you not have them pay the story off at Mania, and then you would have, just let her go after the story was paid off? Because, again, maybe you felt you had nothing to do. You had nothing for her to do. Why would you continue the story on the go-home show to WrestleMania and then release her a week later? What?
Makes no sense, man.
Yes, but Kairi Sane, there's a lot of frustration in the WWE, and she did not ask to be released or indicate she wanted to move back to Japan, which was why WWE released her. Absolutely ridiculous, bro. So that is all the WWE stories for the day, man. And moving on to the few AEW stories that we do have. But before that, we got a word from the official sponsor of NHP. We got a word from W Energy, man. W is an energy drink loaded with vitamins and nootropics formulated to improve focus without getting the jitters. W is a clean formula, sugar-free, zero-calorie, free from fillers and artificial colorings, with 150 milligrams of caffeine per serving. You can get your W products today with the link below and code NHP at checkout. Save yourselves 10% on your next W purchase.
Truly, always, gotta shout out W, man. Whether workout, whatever you may need the energy for, man. Whether you want the energy going into the summer, going into these pay-per-views, whatever you may need it for, man. W's gotcha. It'll give you the energy, the focus. You won't have the jitters, and it'll taste good all at the same time. Truly, always, gotta shout out W.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. So that is, or thank you, as always, to the people over at W, the official sponsor of What We Do here at NHP.
It is what we do.
Hey, W, man. Malachi Black. Yeah, Malachi back. Yeah, that's right. That's right. Well, people backstage in AEW, as according to the Observer, are pretty negative about the idea of Aleister Black returning following his release. The idea of Aleister Black and AEW was not fondly thought by the people I spoke to in AEW. Now, I did not speak to Tony Khan. Andrade was mixed. Well, thanks for telling us who you spoke to. I know people. I know people that were not high on Andrade at all, and others who were. Black, from what I gathered, pretty negative. There were people who even publicly said that they were negative on Black. Basically what I gathered, from what all the stories that I've been hearing, bro, is a lot of people do not like him because, for the obvious reasons, he was one of the guys who complained he wanted to get out of AEW. He went over, he spoke highly of Triple H, he went over to WWE. He did not want to take losses to AEW, and a lot of people were rubbed the wrong way when he went back to WWE and served nothing but losses. Lost a lot of his feuds, and apparently a lot of people in AEW felt that he treated AEW as if it was less than and did not have his heart in it. So, the belief, this according to WrestleVotes, the belief is that the belief within AEW is now that Aleister Black will not be returning to the company following his WWE release. After speaking with a source, we were told the current belief within AEW is that Aleister Black won't be returning anytime soon. Internal chatter suggests that even those who remain close with Black would caution against expecting a return in the foreseeable future. So it looks like Malachi Black is going to remain dead and buried, and it is what it is. It also does not hurt today, or it also does not help today, that we had heard that Tony Khan was originally going to re-sign, or was originally in contract talks with Zelina Vega a couple years ago before she ghosted him and returned to WWE. According to the Observer, they also reported today that WWE, even though WWE recruited Aleister Black hard out of AEW, once he returned to the company, they reportedly did not have much in the way of ideas for him. As such, therefore, he was released again.
Dog, first of all, what the fuck was he doing and saying back there to fucking piss that many people off, dude?
Man.
Like, dude, were you fucking treating this shit like it was a gymnasium? What were you doing back there, brother? Like, what? How do you piss people off that much? And second of all, Andrade is hilarious,
That is
bro.
the funniest part of the story.
And to be honest, It's the funniest part, but to be honest, I kind of get it from Andrade's perspective because people didn't like him coming back in the first place, but he proved himself. Tony Khan likes him. It's seemingly like the fan base and the rest of the roster likes him now because, he proved in a way, I guess, to them that he cared about AEW. Um, and I'm sure Andrade doesn't want another ex-WWE guy, and basically kind of indirectly fucking up his image too
Yes.
of coming back to AEW. So in a way, I get it, but that's just hilarious, bro. He said, "Bro, they let me in. I can't let you in, homie. They said the list is full." Andrade's hilarious for that, but I don't blame him at the same time. And from everything we heard, I don't blame this company, man. I don't blame the talent. A lot of people say like the people that Darby was talking about, Black was one of those, the bad apples, the cancers to the company. Because to them, I'm sure he was. If he was being that much of a Chad and kind of like in a way shitting on the company while he was in it, just to go to WWE and just lose a bunch, that would ruffle a lot of feathers, man. At the end of the day, I can't really blame AEW for feeling the way they do. Black is an incredible talent to me. He's one
Yeah.
of my favorites, in at least idea of how he could be, and it's just a misunfortunate case, man, of just fucking up, man. He treated AEW like shit. So obviously they're not gonna like him back. And he trusted Triple H, and Triple H spat in his face and fucking fired him. Really not good look for him, man. I really hope the best for him. You mentioned TNA. I could very much easily see TNA or MLW is kind of the ex WWE playground now. I could see that too. Either way, man, I wish the best for him and Vega, man, but I can't blame AEW for feeling the way they feel about the guy. It's crazy. Jeff mentioned it. Burn bridges are very rare, and I think people throw that phrase around too much, where like it doesn't exist as much people think. But he done lit at least some gasoline on that bridge with this one, man. And that's crazy.
Yes, and two, a lot of thing that a lot of people don't realize is like Tony Khan is not so much of running a business the way like WWE's running a business where like WWE knows like we don't really give a fuck what you did to us. If you can
Say,
come back and make us money, then we'll take you back. Tony Khan Tony Khan is very much one of his morals, and he is very much one if you piss him off and really burn his bridge, he's just going to be done with you. He just doesn't like you. Um um Again, we don't really see him bring back a lot of people that I guess you could say burn the bridge. And you can say, Andrade came back. Yes, but Andrade wasn't one of the guys that was asking for his release adamantly. Andrade was one of the guys who he would make those tweets like I'm ready to fight and I'm ready to fight. I'm ready. He would like make those tweets that would insinuate that he was kind of upset with creative, but he was apparently he wasn't one of these guys that was walking around treating AEW like it was a fucking gymnasium, like it was the local bingo hall, the local VFW wrestling show down the fucking street. And Andrade did not leave by asking his release. I don't know, if you guys really remember, but Andrade left. World's End was his last scheduled appearance. His contract ran till the end of that year. And then he left, and and then we ended up finding out when he got let go, or when when WWE let him go, late last year. We found out that, him and Tony ended up leaving off on good terms, and Tony really respected Andrade, and he respected that Andrade came to talk to him and explain to him why he wanted to leave AEW, and he explained to him, he came to him like a man and fucking told him that he was leaving AEW. Again, Andrade wasn't one of these people apparently that wasn't, treating it like a bingo hall. Hearing this stuff about Black is crazy because of how fucking talented he is. And again, I keep seeing everybody say it. Let this be a lesson learned. Do not shit on a place. Do not treat anywhere you work less than because you just want to be back in WWE. Because WWE is going to chew you up and spit you out. It really goes to the saying, be nice to everybody on the way up because you never know who you're going to see when you're on the way down. You know what I mean?
exactly.
And that's a case here. It seems like Aleister Black wanted to fucking spit in everybody's face on the way up, or at least spit in AEW's face on the way up to get back to WWE. And when he got back to WWE on the way down, AEW, they're not gonna reach out and grab your hand, bro. They're gonna let you fall. Because again,
Exactly.
Andrade again, we heard about, and I do get what you say about Andrade too, is like, you know, Andrade obviously has the notion about him, like, oh, he's an ex WWE guy who, you know, went back to
Did this twice.
WWE, got let go by WWE again, and now he's back in AEW, and Andrade's doing great for himself. Black, again, even though their situations are way different, it is still the same kind of situation of, you know, bouncing between brand to brand. You don't want, Andrade is a good example of, you know, it's okay to go back to AEW if you leave AEW on good terms. And then, like, look at Powerhouse Hobbs. If Powerhouse Hobbs ever gets let go of WWE, he left on great terms with AEW, he's going to be welcomed back with open arms. You know what I mean? That's
Exactly.
why you don't fucking do that stuff, bro. That's why when you're in AEW, you give AEW your all. Because at the end of the day, I don't give a fuck what you think it is. They're this, or what you think WWE is. Apparently, they didn't give that much of a fuck about you. Tony Khan, although he used to get frustrated with Aleister Black because he did not want to lose in AEW, guess what? He still kept him undefeated. And yes, he was challenging to book. How could you not be? When you're one of these guys that wants to flex, you used to be in WWE and he wants to have a Chad mentality about him, and I don't want to lose. I wouldn't want to fucking book you either, because you're not willing to take a loss for the company. To Tony Khan, that looks like, and that probably is, you don't care about the company. You just care about your own stock. So I get it. And again, I love Aleister Black. I think he's major talented. I think he's going to end up in TNA. I think WWE would like to keep him around if they want him at their disposal, but they don't really want him under their umbrella. They don't really want to pay him. I think he will end up in TNA.
I think so, and it's gonna be really funny with him in TNA because he's gonna treat TNA like it's, you know, some amazing, like, you know, he's gonna
Yep.
work there
Yep.
and he's gonna appreciate while he's there, which is what you should do to any of these places. But the fact that you treated AEW like a gymnasium, but you're gonna fucking probably hype the shit out of TNA, come on, man. And that's just a lot of people in TNA right now. They're very Triple H WWE pilled, where, like, since they work essentially for WWE in a way, damn near, they feel like they have that WWE employee pride. That's like some weird thing going on, man. I'm sure he'll be good in TNA, and I hope he does well if he does go over there, man. But it's just gonna be kind of funny that he's good. He's gonna really probably appreciate TNA,
Yeah.
but not AEW, which, like, yeah, at least in my opinion, scale wise. Come on, dog. Come on.
I was
But
gonna say,
yeah, we're the best.
you can't treat AEW like it's less than, but fucking treat TNA like it's like,
It's something.
it's the big time. I mean, get the fuck out of here, bro.
Exactly.
But I really
Exactly.
do love Black, man, and it's really it's really disappointing to hear that this is kind of how he treated AEW in his time there, man. Which, by the record, if you show Tony Khan you are for, if you're an ex WWE guy and show Tony Khan you are for the company, he will love you. Look at Jericho, look at Swerve, look at Andrade. If you're willing to take losses and just do what you can to help the company out, it's funny to say, being a good soldier in AEW actually gets you rewarded a lot of times, even
He
though
does.
in WWE, being a good soldier, you get carrying cross,
You get
unfortunately.
fired. Exactly. You're a good soldier in WWE, especially TKO's WWE. You get fired. At least good soldiers under Vince, usually, even if you were a jobber, they
You
would
got that
keep you
loyalty.
around.
Yeah.
Exactly. He was more loyal, but TKO soldier, you're dooming yourself, man. You might as well ruffle some feathers to try to do something, man. You might as well. But for AEW, man, like, can you even picture Swerve nowadays as an ex-WWE guy?
Nope.
You can't. He's a completely different person from when he debuted because he cared and he invested in AEW and he evolved himself. And It's a lot. It's something that's just some others didn't do, like Black, and it just didn't work out, man. And I wish everything the best for Black,
Same.
and hopefully everything goes well, man. Hopefully he does go to TNA or wherever he may go, and I do wish the best for him, and I hope he could work himself back up in trust with one of these companies, and maybe try WWE for the third time. Maybe third time's a charm.
Hey, there you go. There you go, man. Maybe. Welcome back, coach. Um, so we got another set of releases, Motor City Machine Guns. Well, I guess this is an indication that they didn't pull a Zelina Vega. I guess they maybe told Tony where they were going. According to Fightful, TNA sources claim there's always a home in the company for the Motor City Machine Guns, but they expect AEW to be the eventual landing spot for them. Now, Motor City was another name that almost signed with AEW, but then they ended up going to WWE. It seems like, again, they maybe from the looks of it, they're still welcomed in AEW. So I guess they didn't ghost Tony Khan and maybe told him, hey, I think we'll end up signing with WWE, but thank you for the offer. You keep seeing all the tweets, man. Their 90 days is up July 24th. On July 29th, Dynamite's in Motor City. I think we all know where they're gonna end up. Which I'm very in favor of. I think their tag division is getting better. I think they have a lot of really good names in their tag division. As opposed to how it was a year and a half ago. It was fucking atrocious. And I think Motor City could be a great name to add to that.
Exactly. I think they'll be a great name for them to be added to that roster. I think they'll mix in ring wise very well with a lot of their big teams, Young Bucks, FTR, all those guys. I think they'll mix very well with those guys. And I think it's going to work out, man. They didn't sign the first time they could have. And I think that was a good decision, man. I think they went to WWE, they bet on themselves, and I mean, they won a titles pretty fast in WWE and never really did anything afterwards, man. But hey, man, people forget to realize the power of bad booking in a way. Sometimes
Yes.
your book's so bad it gets you over, man. And them going to AEW with that WWE bad tag team booking, that is a momentum boost that I hope AEW capitalizes on because they very much can. I do see them going to AEW, and I think they'll be pretty good, and I think they will mix well in AEW, man. I
It
think they will.
it creates hype. It really does. Like going to WWE and seeing how bad WWE treated them during the later half of their run, majority of their run really, but it creates hype because then when they get released, everybody's like, "Oh, I can't wait for this 90 days to be up. We're going to get Motor City and AEW." As opposed to if they just randomly signed like they were going to a couple years ago, I guarantee you Tony just would have debuted them on Collision or debuted them on Dynamite, and it just would have been looked at as, oh, they signed.
But now it's be like, oh, let's see what WWE couldn't. Now they got that backing. That's a boot. That could be a boost for AEW and for MCMG, man. So I hope it works out. Durante mentions Zoe Stark in AEW. I think she would fit, man. She's great in the ring. Can't
Absolutely.
cut a promo. She's
Yes.
perfect for
She's perfect for the
AEW.
tri. She's gonna be in the Triangle of Madness, bro. I could see her right
Square
next to
man.
Tekla. They're gonna be the Square of Madness. Yep.
Genuinely, I would that is a perfect or that I could see her. I could weirdly see her in the Death Riders too if they want to add another woman in there for Marina. I could see that too. Funny enough,
Yeah.
but I could definitely see her in AEW. She is the definition of perfect, easy to book for Tony Khan. Man, can't get a promo, can wrestle her ass off. Might as well fucking send her that AEW contract.
100%, 100%. I think she would fit very well in AEW. As for a group, I would prefer not to add any more names to the Death
No,
Riders.
I wouldn't, but I
But
wouldn't be shocked.
yeah, if you're talking about a fit, I could see her fitting for sure. I could
I could
definitely
see
see
that.
her fitting. But yeah, I absolutely think Zoe Stark would be great in AEW. You can't cut a promo, but could fucking absolutely have a banger ass match. She is the embodiment of an AEW talent. So, speaking of the embodiment of somebody who's probably going to be working with AEW in the near future, man, Santos Escobar. CMLL, according to Fightful, expected Santos Escobar to join the promotion when his WWE contract originally expired this year. It is expected that those conversations will resume following his WWE release last week. This is an absolute, this is a sure thing. He is going to be on Forbidden Door. When the fuck's Forbidden Door? No, maybe he's not. Wait, no, Forbidden Door's in June this year. Yeah, he's not going to be on Forbidden Door. He will for sure be featured on AEW. He's probably going to be one of these guys with a dual contract. Yeah, we have, oh my god, it's Santos Escobar. Excalibur is going to be saying it in no time. What was his name before that? It was El Hijo.
Oh fuck! It was,
man, he was El Hijo something. Let me see.
El Hijo D. Dr. Wagner Senior. I don't know what the fuck his name was, man. I'm just spitballing here. But Santos is definitely making, and especially for CMLL, they are complete ops with Triple H, quite like with AAA, quite literally. So obviously they're going to scoop up one of their talents, man. It makes all the sense in the world, and he's going to probably be one of those dual contract guys to make appearances in AEW. I could see it.
He was El Hijo del Fantasma.
Ah, okay.
El Hijo del Fantasma.
El Hijo del Fantastic. Shit.
El Hijo del Fantastic. I mean, oh, sorry.
Oh, sorry.
Yes, Santos is definitely going to CMLL, and I think he's going to do great there. Will he be a completely, is he going to go by a completely different name? Is he going to keep the Santos or the Escobar? Is he going to go back to being El Hijo del Fantasma? I don't know, but he's definitely going to CMLL, and I am excited for him to be there, and I'm sure he will participate in AEW cross-branded stuff.
You know it. You know it for sure.
The Wyatt Six. What's going to happen to them? This is a big question on everybody's mind, because everybody could see the Wyatts everybody could see them branching off, doing a bit of everybody. I could honestly see them all kind of separating and doing each something different.
That's the case.
I
think that's the case.
I could definitely see that, man. But according to Fightful, some people within TNA believe the Wyatt Six will join AEW. However, it has been reported that they are not going to AEW. And that's the outlier in this whole thing, is both of these are probably true. They will join AEW. They will not join AEW. And what I mean by that is they will all do separate things. I really don't see them sticking together. Joe Gacy's 1,000% going to AEW. No fucking question he's going to AEW. As for Joe did express interest on wanting to continue working with the group. Maybe we see somebody like Dexter join him. Maybe we see Rowan join him. Maybe we see Bo join him. Honestly, Nikki's talked for so many years about wanting to go back and continue her schooling. I could see her doing that. I could see her kind of just being done with wrestling. Rowan's been in AEW before. Do with all, Brody Lee stuff. He's also done some, he came to help his friends against the House of Black before. I can't remember who it was. I just remember that random ass pairing. I think it was like Pac and the Death Tribe. It was like Pac and Ray Phoenix. They called Rowan to help them with the House of Black. It was something random, I remember. Bo, I could honestly see being done. Dexter, I could see going to AEW, but I could also see him going to TNA because I believe Indy Hartwell's over there. And he just filmed a video with her cutting his hair. They are married after all, so I could see the return of Index. But I know one thing's for sure: Joe Gacy's going to AEW. I know that for a fucking fact.
Oh yeah, exactly. Joe Gacy is, I think, a definite for AEW. That hardcore style, I think AEW is really gonna like him for, and I think
Yeah.
he's gonna like AEW in return. Dexter, I feel like most likely TNA, but I could see AEW. He cut his hair. He's gonna be Samuel Shaw again, and I could see him in TNA, but I wouldn't be shocked if he goes to do something in AEW. Either way, he's gonna be continuing around some type of circle or something, man. Nikki Cross actually, I saw she uh, copyrighted or trademarked her old pre-WWE indie name.
Hmm.
So I'm assuming that means she's still going to be wrestling around
Hmm.
here, whether it's TNA or something like that. I could see her going to a bunch of, isn't Rev Pro like a UK thing? I
Yes.
could see her going over there. I could see her going to that. Um, Bo, I wouldn't be shocked if he kind of exits out the scene. I really wouldn't. For Rowan, I could see him going to at least somewhat of AEW, even if now he's not like wrestling over there. I could see him doing something over there. I mean, there is the Brody Lee connection with there. I'm sure Tony Khan would be down to find something for him. But we'll see, man. But I think, like you said, the definite two that are going to continue to do something. Gacy's going to AEW, and obviously Dexter Loomis is going to be doing something as Samuel Shaw again, man. But either way,
Yeah.
wish the best for all these guys. I wish all of them the best, man. They really can do so much, and I hope they all go get to show it.
Absolutely. I gotta say, I do love both looks for Dexter, but man, I love that. I'm gonna miss that look with the black eye paint with the fucking blonde dreads. The Mercy look was super sick, but I also love the OG Dexter look too.
It was.
Gacy, I hope Gacy keeps the Wyatt kind of look. I didn't like clean cut Joe Gacy that was
I think
in
so.
NXT. I mean,
No,
it wasn't horrible, but
it was fine.
I like the look of
Yeah,
Wyatt Gacy more. I did look it up. Killian Dane is in. He's signed to MLW, but he does all types of the Progress and Rev Pro indie promotion. So I could see Nikki, kind of following suit. Obviously being that that is her husband. Um, I could see that. Yeah, you might be right about Bo, man. I could really see Bo not doing anything. I mean, the last time he got released, he we didn't see him
yeah.
at all do anything, even though he's so talented. Like I said, I think both of these are true. I think they are going to AEW, and I think they're not going to AEW. I really think this group is going to separate, even though I know they expressed interest in, or at least Gacy expressed interest in working with all of them in the future. I think the biggest probability he has to working with any of them is Dexter, going
Dexter.
over to AEW too. But I would love Dexter in AEW, but I could see him going to TNA, even though I really think he should go to AEW. I think him and Gacy could be a really cool act. But yes, I think we will see Joe Gacy. I think we will see Samuel Shaw for sure popping up soon. I think well for both of them, it's pretty much all but confirmed. And I'm excited for it, man. But yes, if I know one thing for sure, one thing signed, sealed, and delivered. Gacy's going to AEW 100%, and I am fucking pumped. I loved him in NXT. I loved him in NXT, and I loved him obviously in the Wyatt Six. I think he's just so talented, and I'm excited to see what all of them are gonna do.
I really am. I'm excited to see, and I can't wait to see how they all go and where they go.
Yes, and for our final story for today, this is the third week in a row we're bringing you guys a new piece of news around AEW Redemption, as Redemption has a landing spot, or yes, a landing spot. So we brought to you guys 2 weeks ago, they filed a trademark for Redemption. We brought to you guys last week that Redemption is going to be the July pay per view. And now we're bringing you guys, according to Fightful, Montreal is a heavy favorite for AEW's Redemption, likely in the summer. An announcement is expected in the coming weeks. Being that it's
Exciting,
in
man.
Montreal, I feel like this show is going to be very based around the redemption of Omega and Adam Page.
I could very much see that. Especially the Montreal, Canada, Kenny part, I could definitely see,
Yep.
and the whole redemption Adam Page thing, I think is all going to mix very well into a very cool, themed, and storyline wise, theatric pay per view. Man, I like the sounds of it. I like the location they might be choosing, man, and it sounds good to me, man. I'm excited. It's a new, fresh pay-per-view for AEW. I'm very glad we're getting another one with a cool name. We're not getting fucking Russell Dork. We're getting Redemption. I like the sound of that, and I like the story implications it could have. Man, the location's good, name is good, the date is cool, and I can't wait to see how it shapes up, man. This is actually very exciting.
100%, man, 100%. Um and that is somewhere you can go that is always a good crowd, right? Montreal's
Oh yeah,
always one of those. Montreal, Toronto, a lot of those Canadian crowds are very good for AEW, as we've seen in the past, that they've all again have a very good track record. And like I said, I think it's going to be very based around Omega, around Adam Page and their redemption storylines. And overall, man, I think that's a good move. I think that's a good move. Obviously, AEW typically does a good job with putting pay-per-views in bigger, important markets. They usually save the wildly unknown places for Dynamite, which is obviously where that should stay. But yeah, I think Montreal's a good location. I'm excited for the announcement. I'm very excited to see what this logo looks like, the branding behind it. I'm overall very excited. Um, Overall very excited for the announcement of it, man. So we will bring that to you guys as soon as we see it, bro. So you guys know we got you. But that is everything. That's everything we got here today for this edition of the news. Thank you guys so very much for joining us. This has been episode 316. Manager Logan, Durante, Jumpin' Jeff. We got David, we got Ribshot, OG. Thank you guys so very much for joining us. As always, man, it has been always a pleasure for my Johnny.
and I, Sir K.
And that is going to do it for this edition of the news. Thank you guys as always, man. That is it. Thank you guys as always. We love you guys. Please like, comment, and subscribe. And we'll see you all on Monday after Raw with NHP Unscripted.
Peace.